So, how did institutional theory evolve over the last 20 years? In 1987, Dick Scott wrote an article which you may have seen and which you may know of, called The Adolescence of Institutional Theory, published in ASQ at the time when ASQ was publishing a lot of institutional theory. And in that article, Scott was saying that really this was a big mess, you know, like at all adolescents. I have 2 adolescent kids, so I can relate to to that. Institutional theory was chaotic and messy, yes, indeed. No clear identity yet. It was characterized by a fair amount of internal contradictions, according to him. It was awkward, ill at ease, with acne, lacking in confidence. It was on the margins and tending to stay on the margins. And it was, you know, full of rebels, if not revolutionaries, and I would add here rebels without a cause, or not very clear which cause, defining themselves essentially against something rather than proactively for something. But still, on the other hand, you know, that's the other side of adolescence, full of energy and promise. That's how he ended this article. I guess it's more than 20 years down the road. Yeah, it's 25 years down the road. Gosh, this goes fast. Things have changed clearly, and he, Scott himself, in a more recent article, but many others, agree that by now, definitely, institutional theory has reached something like maturity. So what is maturity? There are rewards to maturity, yes, there are. One of the rewards of maturity is obviously that we now have a settled down theory, a theory that is at the center, not at the periphery anymore. It's clearly at the center of our field, as I tried to show at the beginning of the presentation. So it's very successful. You know, maturity sometimes comes with success. Here in that case, definitely it came with success. So as I said before, who is not an institutionalist? Everybody wants to be an institutionalist. It has power and resources. The way in which we measure that is by the number of institutionalists who are, running top journals in organization theory. You know, Royce Sotheby, AMR, etc., etc. A lot of prominent Royce and Greenwood and the Annals of the Academy of Management, etc. We can give a long list of institutionalists being in places of power in our sense. And therefore, with power comes resources, as always. Definitely more appeased and more at ease with itself, much less into the rebelling and revolutionary type of approach to the world. And has certainly, and I'll try to show that a bit later, overcome some contradictions. So we do have some compromises that are emerging. We do see maybe an apparent identity as a body of theory a bit more than we used to see in the mid-80s, at least on the surface.